If you're learning about acids, you should already know what an anion is, but let's review. Monatomic means one atom, and an anion is negatively charged. So we list out some of the common monatomic anions. We have things like fluoride. The fluoride ion is -1. The chloride ion is -1. The bromide ion and the iodide ions, all of those are -1. And then you have an example like the sulfide ion, which is S2-, it's -2. So let's list out the names for each of these. So we have the name fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, and sulfide. If we want to make these acids, the simple kind of acids, we just add an H to the front. Now, a hydrogen ion is an H with a positive 1 charge. That is called a cation. And since it has a positive charge, we need to add the same number of H atoms or H ions to the front as we have its negative charge. So since the fluoride ion has just 1 negative charge, we would add 1 H to the front. Now, we're going to do that for all of them all the way down. So we have the chloride ion. That would become an acid by adding an H to the front and getting rid of the negative charge. Let's do that for the rest. Notice how we added just 1 H in the front for those because those were all -1 charges. But because the sulfide ion was -2, we needed to add 2 hydrogens to the front, and now they're all neutral and balanced out. But the names no longer fit. So here's how we are going to fix that. We're going to chop off the "ide" ending, and we're going to add "ic" acid. So this is fluoric acid. Well, not quite, because we actually also need to add a prefix. This is not just fluoric acid, this is hydrofluoric acid. So you need to add a hydro to the front and an ic acid to the back after you chop off the "ide." Let's do that. As is the case in chemistry, there are slight adjustments we have to make just to make things sound better or more standard. So we would not call this sulfic acid. We would still chop off the "ide, but this is called sulfur after all, so we can add that back in there, and then we can add the ic acid. Perfect. Now we have our key examples of monatomic anions that have become acids by adding H to the front to balance out the negative. We have hydrofluoric acid, hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid, hydroiodic acid, and hydrosulfuric acid. And here I wrote down the general rule. When it ends in "ide," like this was fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, sulfide, you take off the "ide and just add on the hydro to the front and the ic acid to the back. But now we're going to talk about what happens with polyatomic anions. And those can get a little bit trickier because there's so many different levels to it, but it's really not too bad. Let's list out some of the key polyatomic anions. There's a bunch of ways you can remember it. I have a video with Nick the Camel ate clam for supper in Phoenix, which is a way to remember the 5 key polyatomic ions that I'm going to start off with. So we have nitrate, which is the word Nick. So the way that it works in brief is you look at the word Nick. This is a part of a mnemonic device. You look at the word Nick and you plop down an N. You count the number of consonants, so N, C, and K. There's 3 oxygens because there's 3 consonants. And then the number of vowels, just 1 I. That's going to be the minus sign. So that's going to be nitrate. Nick the Camel ate clam for supper in Phoenix. If you don't want to use that mnemonic device, or if you have your own way to memorize it, like flashcards or just a memory, go ahead and do that. So we have the nitrate ion. So Nick the Camel, I use it all the time. We have the carbonate ion, which is CO3 2-. We have the chlorate ion, which is ClO3, just 1-. We have the sulfate ion, which is SO4 2-. And we have the phosphate ion, which is PO₃ 3-. So let's write the names of those out. We have the names for each one listed out: nitrate, carbonate, chlorate, sulfate, and phosphate. Let's make these into acids by adding the number of H atoms to the front to balance out that negative charge. This is now an acid, and we can do that for the carbonate. Notice how it had 2 minuses, so we need to add 2 hydrogen atoms to the front, and we're going to do that all the way down. Because these are now acids, the original names are no longer valid. Those are for the anions, not the acid version. So we need to chop off the 8. And these are really simple. You literally just add ic acid. So this is nitric acid. This one right here is going to be carbonic acid. So we're going to add the ic acid. Now there are 2 little minor, like little exceptions, kind of like we saw with the sulfuric. We're going to add the to the sulf, so it's not just sulfic acid, it's going to be sulfuric acid. And then phosphate was not going to be phosphoric acid, it would be phosphoric acid. But other than that, it's pretty simple. So we have our acid names here. Let's summarize that by just putting on our orange summary up here. 8 just goes to ic acid. So you have the root ic acid. Unless, of course, you're like sulfur or phosphor, just add the back in there so it doesn't sound too weird. The cool part about chemistry is that there's always more. So those are the 8 polyatomic anions. There are also ones that end in "ite," which is where you lose an oxygen or 2. So let's kind of review that using the chlorate ion. So the base form, so to speak, is ClO3-, which we know is chlorate. We can gain an oxygen or just have an extra oxygen, so to speak, and that's going to be ClO4-. The charge won't change. We can lose 1 oxygen from that base form. It would be ClO2-. We could even lose 2 oxygens from that base form. It would just be ClO-. So let's write the names of these out. You have to memorize these as well, possibly, but they're just easy ways to remember. So you have chlorate. If there's one extra oxygen, it gets the prefix per, and then you still have the ate ending. If there is one less oxygen, you have to change the ate to an ite. So this would not be chlorate, this would be called chlorite. And then if you have even fewer oxygens than the ite form, you got to add a prefix to let someone know, hey, this isn't just ite, this is less than ite. This is the hypo, in this case chlor, so hypochlorite. The rules are the same if you want to make the ate versions into acids. So just like we just saw above, if I want to make the perchlorate into an acid, I add one H to the front because there was one minus sign. The same thing is going to be true for the chlorate, which we already know. So we're going to add one H to the front. We're going to chop off the ates, and we're going to add the ic acid. So we have our ic acid. So far, so good. But the ite ending is going to make us have to change things a bit. The ite ending does not get ate or ic acid. The ite ending gets us acid. So let's go ahead and change them to acids over here. Pretty easy, just add your H's. But the ite ending is going to be a new ending. So we chop off the ite, and now it's us acid. So it's OUS acid. Same thing for this one. Do not touch that hypo in the front, and don't be tempted to add hydro. I see a lot of people do that as well. So this is just hypochlorous acid. So that's the only extra exception. I'll add a couple of other common ite endings here. We have the nitrite ion, which is NO2 minus, not to be confused with the nitrate we saw above, right? This is the nitrite ion. And we oftentimes may have the sulfite ion, which is SO3 2 minus, not to be confused with the sulfate ion, which is SO4 2 minus. So of course, we can make these acids by chopping off the negative charge and adding the H's that balance it out. One H for the nitrite ion, making it, we'll talk about the name, and then we'll add two H's to the front and make it H2SO3. So let's write out the name of these ions. We've got nitrite and sulfite, and we already know what we got to do. We're going to chop off the ite, and we're going to add us acid, which we can do easily electronically by just copying or duplicating this. This is nitrous acid, and this is, well, we have that sulfur issue again. Slide that over to make room for the fact that we got to make it sound a little less weird. So it's not just sulfurous acid, it is going to be sulfurous acid, but that's how you name acids. Let's end this by summarizing what just happened with these us acid endings. So these came from ite endings. So ite endings, we have a little arrow, and those are going to be us acid. In undergrad, one of my professors was like, here's how I remember, and he said he ate ic and got the itis, like itis, like some kind of unspoken disease. So you ate ic and you got the itis. One way to remember. I kind of use that a little bit, but it's just also just in my brain. So I can shrink this down and add it to our list. And there you go. In a nutshell, that's how you name acids.